Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We are back here with more NFL picks and predictions. We're starting here with Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime with Patriots and Jets. The Jets have momentum. It's coming off that great win last week, and I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to hold up the snuff. Aaron Rodgers is feeling himself. I have this game 31-21. The spread has -6. I think that they're going to be able to cover that with ease. It's 1 o'clock Sunday. We have the Browns versus the Giants. Giants are looking awful this year. They just can't win. They just came off of a huge loss to the Commanders, and the Commanders aren't very good either. So I have Cleveland winning this by at least 7. They are going to cover the spread, 6.5. The spread used to be 7 yesterday, but someone's betting it down, thinking that the New York Giants are due for a win. But I just don't think it's going to happen this week. I think the Browns are going to come out, handle business at home, and send New York Giants packing. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Packers. Packers are looking very interesting this year. I don't think they're going to come out and beat Tennessee. This spread has been betted down a little bit. It was around like 3.5, 4 yesterday over the weekend, but now it's -3. I think the Tennessee Titans are due for a W here. And I think at home, in a great environment, they're going to come out and win. I have it at 21-20, but I think this game is going to be very close, potentially overtime kind of game, maybe last-minute field goal in the last-minute drive, and that's why I have it so close. Next, we have is the Colts versus the Bears. Colts is starting the season off 0-2, not looking too solid, but I think the Bears are really finding their momentum. I know last week they had a devastating loss. Caleb Williams wasn't performing the best, but I think he's still young, and I think he has an opportunity here to bounce back. I know every analyst under the sun was like, okay, they're going to lose last week, and that was because they're like, he can't perform the same. They're not going to start off the season 0-2. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I do think that the Bears are going to come out here with redemption and come out here winning 24-21. Next game we have is Houston versus the Vikings. Both 2-0. Very good starts to this season. Houston looking very strong. But I do think the Vikings have a better resume under their belt, and that's why I think the Vikings are going to continue with these wins, and I have them winning 28-21 against Houston. I think this game could be a lot closer. Right now, I just have a touchdown. I think personally that it's going to be a last-minute touchdown. It's going to be neck and neck the entire game. Very close matchup. Next Sunday game we have is the Saints versus the Eagles. Eagles coming off a devastating loss on Monday night against the Falcons. And I have the Saints are killing it. They're blowing teams away. I never even thought that was going to happen. My preseason prediction didn't have Saints going this crazy. But I do think the Saints are going to continue this momentum. Start the season off 3-0, 31-17 against the Eagles at home. Great environment in New Orleans. Spread says -1 towards Philly. This is a pick'em game, and I have the Saints dominating. Next game we have is the Steelers versus the Chargers. Both starting off the season very strong. The Steelers started off a little less stronger than the Chargers. Very low-scoring games the last 2 games. And the Chargers coming off that big victory against Carolina. It's not very big, but it was a huge win margin. Finally, I have the Steelers winning against the Chargers. I just don't think the Chargers really performed the best against the Panthers last week. Panthers are one of the worst teams in the league, and they should have been able to score more points, especially with a quarterback on the other side of the football struggling that hard. So I had the Steelers winning 24-17. Next Sunday game we have is the Buccaneers versus the Broncos. Broncos suck this year. Just going to throw that out there for all you Broncos believers. They are not good. And I think the Buccaneers are going to come in here and dominate. They're going to score double digits on this team. That's why I have the Buccaneers 35-14 at home against the Broncos. Next game, we have another really bad matchup. We have the Carolina Panthers versus the Raiders. I know Carolina just benched Bryce Young, and Andy Dalton's coming in, but I just don't see it. Andy Dalton has played for many teams, and he is definitely not the rally cry to save the team. I don't think they're going to score more than 10 points this game, and I think the Raiders are going to score at least 20 more points than them. I think it's going to be 30-10. I don't really like this. I like this spread, -5.5. I think that the Raiders are going to score significantly more points than the Panthers, And this spread has been betted down. So if there was a bet that I would do, it would be this one on the over on the -5.5. First Sunday evening game we have is the Dolphins versus the Seahawks. Y'all know if you've been fans of the channel that I am a Dolphins believer. I am a Dolphins fan at heart, but I just don't see them winning this game. Backup quarterback Skyler is not good. They just picked up the quarterback off the practice squad from the Baltimore Ravens, Tyler Huntley. Yeah, he had a good season in 21. But every other season, yeah, he's a backup quarterback to Lamar Jackson. But I just don't think he really fits the mold of the Dolphins. I don't know why they picked him up and not just pick up Ryan Tannehill again. Tyler Huntley is more of a run-first, kind of pass-later kind of offense. In 21, he had about 1,000 passing yards with the Baltimore Ravens because the Baltimore Ravens is a run offense. I don't know. Maybe with the weapons the Dolphins have, the Dolphins could have a chance here to really shine. But I don't know. I just don't think he's going to have enough time to really learn this offense and get the timing down. So I have the Seahawks win 28-21. And it's going to be this close because I don't think the Seahawks are the best team. If they're playing like the Chiefs, the Niners, even the Eagles, the Raiders, I just think that the Dolphins would get crushed. But the Seahawks are not as good as they used to be. So I will have this game a lot closer, and the money line shows it. Next game we have is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Ravens. Both Super Bowl contending teams. Baltimore has had a slow start to the season. Dallas just came off a huge loss last weekend, and I think this is Baltimore's time to come in. They're due for a win. They had many close games against the Chiefs and their last week's opponent. The chance for Lamar Jackson to step up to the plate to get their team the W. And I have them winning 31-28 against the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday, we have a California Classic. LA versus San Francisco. I don't think LA is that good. They're 0-2 start against pretty bad teams. San Francisco is looking a little rocky, but I think they are the favorite in this one, so I have them winning 30-24. Next Sunday evening game we have is the Cardinals versus the Lions. I originally had the Cardinals winning this game, but after reviewing some of the stats and some of their key makers, I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be able to beat this Detroit team. This Detroit team is a very good defense, pretty strong offense, and they're coming off some pretty strong wins. I think that the Detroit Lions are going to come into Arizona, handle business. I think Arizona Cardinals are going to be trailing most of this game. I don't think it's going to be very close. But the Cardinals are trying to make a comeback, which is why it's going to be 35-30 in Cardinal Stadium. Sunday night banger. Falcons versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are looking insane this year. Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball every which way he can with no restrictions. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come in here, handle business, 28-21. No questions. First Monday night classic we have is the Bills versus the Jaguars. At the beginning of the season, preseason, the Jaguars were looking solid. They had a really solid, not saying that their loss is good, but a solid loss against the Dolphins. Really strong outing. And then they lost again, and it just doesn't look very good. Josh Allen for the Bills. This is his MVP year. I think the Bills are going to get a lot of W's this year. And they have a very strong offense, a very strong defense. So I have them winning 28-17 in this one. This is probably the more snoozy Monday night game. The Bengals versus the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders aren't very good this year. Yes, they have 1-1, but their one win is against the Giants, and that's not saying much. Bengals are 0-2, but they're still a better team than the Commanders. They had a pretty strong outing in the season. I have them winning 24-10 against the Commanders. The spread has -8. I think they're going to win at least by 10. And if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, follow, watch other videos on the content. We do college sports, NFL, and that's going to be it. Peace.